Hey, Christian.
No.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Next Chapters DMV's podcast. Today, I have the pleasure of chatting with one of my nearest and dearest friends, Christian. She is not new to the podcast. She is a second time interviewee. So, today I have the opportunity in this space to talk to a woman and a woman who has inspired me in so many ways, more than one in this space. She is a trailblazer in community work and just she's out here doing it for our culture and just, highlighting parts of womanhood for the girls coming up. So, from being an educator to an entrepreneur, we want to welcome Christian to the show. So, wherever you're listening from, thank you for listening. Let's hop right in. So,
Thank
my
you. Thank
first,
you.
yeah, so my first question for you today is, what did you have to unlearn in order to be the woman that you are today?
Ooh, what did I have to unlearn to be the woman that I am today?
Yes.
Um, I think, ooh, there's a few things that pop up, but one is being comfortable with who I am. Um, I am made and I am created to be Christian. And that comes with flaws, good, bad, ugly, sad, amazing, but just being comfortable with all of those things about myself and being confident in myself with all of those things. As well as not to expect myself out of others.
Oh,
Um, I struggled with that for a long time. I'm a giver, giver, giver until I can't give anymore. And I expect others to treat me the same. I used to expect others to treat me the same way that I treat them. And I had to learn that everybody that they don't have that capacity. So in order for me to just be able to continue to grow, continue to be happy, be at peace, to not expect myself out of others.
yeah. And I I personally had to do that to myself and it's difficult because when you give so much and all that you have and the best that you have, it's hard to not have that reciprocated and that can cause some feelings and things like that. So, yeah, that's clock it, like the young people would say. Yeah. When did you realize that you were stronger than you thought?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to give that. Was it last year around August? No, we're in 2026. August of 2024. From August 2024 until, geez, October of 2025. I
Mm-hmm.
went through a really rough patch of life.
Mm-hmm.
Being terminated from my position, my instructional coach position for not being licensed, to having to take sub employment, which means half of your income cut in half, like just the things, the mental piece for myself, all of the things, and having to then get a job and it being nothing that I expected to be one of my worst nightmares. But I persevered. I fought through all of those trials, realizing that one thing that had stuck with me in that time that allowed me to know that I'm definitely stronger than I thought I was that that was a season of my life and it was there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, and it was God letting me know that there are various pieces of your life that aren't as bad as you think they are. One. Two, that you can make it through these difficult times. I put you in these places for a reason to sprinkle something into that space, but just know this too shall pass and there will be an outcome. That you will be able to be proud of yourself, be proud of it all, and know that you know your purpose more. Stay true to who you are. So I would say that what's that? About a year ago.
About a year ago.
Yes, about
Yeah.
a year ago. That phase of my life definitely showed me that I am a lot stronger than I thought I was. Yes.
Yeah. I think once you're faced with anything where you have to persevere, that's the moment that because the test. So those are the moments. How do you take self-doubt?
Ooh. How do I take self-doubt? I think the best way I can sum it up is that I internalize things about if am I staying true to me? Am I giving it my all? Is it enough? But one thing I started doing was in my bathroom, one of my bathrooms, the one that I use for my daily routines in the morning, I have put post-it notes of scriptures on the mirror. And when I feel the self-doubt coming, I try to reflect back to one of those scriptures because it's a scripture that allows me to know who I am and who I belong to. So let's go ahead and let's snap out of that. And of course, as a human, it sits there for a while. But with that self-doubt, I'll definitely tap into those scriptures on my mirror in the bathroom, as well as just going into a quiet space. When I feel like it's consuming me too much, okay, it's time for me to go talk to God. Hey, I need you to tap in because I'm doubting myself. I don't know how to come out of this funk. I don't know what to do. I need you to tap in and remind me a little bit more of who I am.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's what they say when, when you don't have answers for yourself, you definitely need to seek Jesus. What advice would you give your younger self? It could be your younger high school self, your younger self 10 years ago. But what advice would you give your younger self?
Um, Live in the moment. The good, the bad, the ugly, the doubt, all of the things. Live in those moments because those moments help you build into the woman you become 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line. Everything that you encounter and everything that you go through, it is for a reason and a purpose. So live in it. Take it, take the hits, take the smiles, take the party, enjoy the life, live. Live your life for what it is in that moment and just allow God to lead, like living your moments. I think that's the best thing I could tell my younger self. Because the younger self who I was would never think I would be who I am now.
Oh,
Would never.
yeah. I'm sure you're amazed. Which brings me to like my next question. It's like a perfect segue here. Like, what doors did you have to walk through alone?
Oh, resentment.
Ooh, tell me more.
I am a child who grew up with a father figure in the household, but it wasn't my biological father. And my father was he was incarcerated for about almost 10 years of my childhood. And when he came home, things weren't there. And the dad that I had prior to incarceration, I yearned for after incarceration, and it didn't come that way. All of his battles or whatever he fought, I couldn't accept the absentee still with you being back into the world. So I grew up from probably 10th grade on, probably until I'm gonna say 30. The resentment piece that you have to allow people to be who they are. You have to accept them for who they are and know that despite that absence of that love, that you have others around you that love you. And it doesn't mean that that person, if they're not giving you what you need of them, that they don't love you. It just means that they have their own things that they're battling with and their own issues that they struggle with, that they don't know how to give you what you need of them. So give them grace. Sometimes you got to love them from a distance,
Mhm.
but that resentment piece was definitely something for me.
Yeah. And I can't begin to imagine what that might have felt like and even looked like for you. Oh, I pray for
Yeah.
healing.
But
Um,
shout out to the women. I grew up with three amazing women that though that resentment was there and that lack of there,
mhm.
those women made sure that I didn't go without in any area. So it's a
Yeah.
blessing in it all. Hmm.
Yes. That's good. All right. Um, what legacy are you intentionally building right now?
Ooh, what legacy? Um, I want to say the legacy that you can do. One, you can do anything and everything that you put your mind to, big or small. I don't have children. I don't have a desire to have children. So when I think about what does that legacy look like and the what to leave behind is that I gave it all. I dibbled and dabbed in all the things that I desired in life. And that's so if I could do it, anybody can do it. From going from a teacher to an instructional coach, From going to just being someone who liked to be creative in my own space to now a balloon business, to loving fashion and doing the things to now trying to get into this content creation life around fashion, just leaving a legacy that I had a desire that I had my hands could do many things, or as I've been hearing in sermons since the beginning of 2026, that I am a child of God, but a child of God that has so many assignments that in those assignments, I showed up 100% of what He wanted me to be and as His child, but blessing people in the ways that I can.
Yes, that's a word right there. Yeah. Well, what do you hope a woman like you never forget?
Ooh, then no matter what you encounter, or no matter what the world or society says that your circumstances or your upbringing is, that you can accomplish everything and anything that you want to accomplish. Because people all the time, when they hear my story of the absentee of being a child of a felon, somebody who was incarcerated, they think, oh, you there's nothing for you. Oh, like your daddy was absent, you're gonna be this, you're gonna be that. But here I am to this day where it only made me stronger. So knowing that no matter what your circumstances are when you're growing up, how you grow up, what it is that you have a say in what life brings you.
Yeah, because of course, clearly, like your circumstances doesn't like it's not a end all be all.
Hmm.
You can come out of whatever, if you stick true to whatever you know best and how to come out. And when people hear about circumstances, especially like difficult circumstances, so to speak, they just think hardship or there's no comeback and stuff, which leads me into asking, like, how do you balance strength and softness? They both, I mean, they both contradict each other, strength and softness. So how do you balance that in your life?
Oh, I think that is my hardest balance. I think that's the hardest for me because I people will say that I have this persona that I am just so hard and so strong and so this, but not knowing that in the inside I am very soft. However, I feel like in certain situations I'm guarded. I'm still guarded. Through that resentment, I'm still a guarded individual where I will give you the tough and the strong, like, I'm good over here. I can do this by myself. I don't need you to. But deep down inside, when I got those good girlfriends or them ones that know me well, can you come help me do this? Can we do this? All the things. But I think that that's a battle for me every day, the strength and the soft.
Strength and softness. Okay. Okay. So what do you hope the next generation of girls understand about themselves?
Um, I think it would be the same thing that you can be whatever your heart desires. Don't put any limitations on who you are or what you can be. Give everything 100%. Show up 100% of yourself.
Hmm.
Work through all of your battles. One thing I would tell them that I didn't tap into until I was 30 is that it's nothing wrong with saying that you need therapy. Seek mental health support. Seek it and seek it soon. Your parent may not agree, it may not be, but if you're at school and you have access to those services in your school building or somebody to talk to, if you feel like you're battling with too much on the inside, seek
Hmm.
the mental health support. It's nothing
Yeah,
wrong with that at all.
absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think therapy is so um frowned upon, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with seeking therapy, going to therapy, unloading to a stranger because you don't know your therapist, and just get those strategies to work through the difficult times that you're having. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So yeah, seek therapy. I'd give that same advice. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what brings you peace? And this is a two-part question. So, what brings you peace, and how do you protect your joy?
What brings me peace is having a community around me that is strong. My community is amazing. And they keep me level-headed. They keep me all from going off the rail too much, too soon. Um,
Yes.
I am very much so the one out of the bunch that is going to say it. It may even react, but they keep me in a place of you don't have to go there. You don't have to give that much. So my piece is that, and also just having a space at my space at home where it's just my me time.
Hmm.
Just being able to go into my quiet space and just decompress from it all, center myself back into what I believe and what's for me brings me peace. What was the second part of the question?
How do you protect your joy? So you have the peace and what you do for the peace. And then now, how do you protect your joy?
I think I protect my joy with that community as well. I love to get together with my friends.
Mhm.
And it's interesting because I was not one that would say I have many friends upon maybe the last 7 to 8 years of my life. But my circle is my circle.
Hmm.
My relationship, my dogs, between my friends, my family, my relationship, and the three dogs that I have, my joy, I just feel like it's an overflow. The joy comes from all the moments and the memories that I'm able to create amongst those people.
Yeah, it's good to have a community circle or a circle of friends. I'd say that it's like it's tight knit and it's meaningful, and you can just go for just about anything, and you're not frowned upon, you're not talked about and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, I love this. Love that for you. Love it for me too. Now, what does alignment feels like for you? So when I talk about alignment and how it feels, it's like, when you align something, like they meet, they click, right? So what does that feel like for you? Like just overall, when you feel aligned, you feel that click, you're like, yes, that's it.
I think alignment for me, as I am identifying within myself, that I am meant to lead in many aspects of my life. And
Hmm.
I think when the alignment for me is when I'm put in those circumstances, whether it's in friendship, relationship, work, church, when I see the connection of the tasks are coming to me, and I may be saying, why me? But then when I'm thinking about, well, this is what the task consists of, and this is what it's, and it's like sitting your truth.
Hmm.
It's been a moment for me to sit in my truth that I am meant to lead. I am meant to share my knowledge and my things with others. So that's been the most alignment that I've been seeing in like the last 2 years. Everything that comes my way is some way of me being able to speak or pour into others and just sitting in that in whatever form of leadership it falls into.
Hmm. And and that's like, I think I would say one of the most fulfilling feelings, right? Just to
Yeah.
know that that's where your alignment is.
It was
Hmm.
scary at first.
At
But
first.
then it's like once it happens, like I find myself at work and I'll be saying something or thinking about a situation or something that's about to come upon myself, and they'll be like, sound like AP principal. And I'm like, it doesn't sound like either one. But it sounds like an instructional coach that is ready to go and help her team. That's it,
Right.
that's all.
Right.
But it's definitely like it's there. And I'm just like, God, I don't know about going that far with it. But I don't
Yeah.
mind being that space for someone and being able to do those things when the time presents itself for me to do those things.
Yes, absolutely. What do you do when you feel overwhelmed?
So depends on where I am.
It depends on where you are. Okay. So
Um,
just place yourself somewhere. Let's say you're home.
if I'm at home, I'm going into one of the spaces where there's no dog, no other humans, and I am shutting the door and enjoying peace for myself, whether it is listening to music or just going to sleep or scrolling on TikTok, something that is going to be able to just help me to calm and bring myself back into a centered place. Yes, at home, that is definitely what has to happen when I'm overwhelmed.
Yeah, for me, when I'm overwhelmed, I definitely go to sleep. I need a nap.
Let me try again later.
And
Mhm.
yeah, we gonna unplug.
Yes.
Plug it back in.
Unplug and I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Yes. So then let's tie this in. Where do you feel yourself the most? For me, is around a body of water. I give me the beach. or some kind of order. So thinking about like, I'm overwhelmed or I feel so aligned. And where do you feel yourself the most? Like, where are you?
I think it's any place where there is family or friends
Mm,
for
wow.
me. Any place with family and friends. I love my family is very much the inner family, big on spending time together. So when we can get together and just be able to release and do the things that I love, that they love, laugh, do the things, I feel so much of myself because it's like, oh, I'm with my people. Same thing with my friends. They tell me that they're, I don't know about us. I don't want to go to brunch with y'all. I don't want to do this because when we get together, we just be free. We are our, and it's just like, yeah, I love to be with people who allow me to just be me.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. We all go to work every day
Yeah.
and we encounter so many things. So when we can get together and just let loose, let's let loose.
Let's do it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
So we're going to close off right there. That's the end of today's conversation. I hope that you guys were inspired with this little chat with Christian today. Tell the people where to find you on the socials and about your business.
Oh, on the social, the first one is I have a balloon business and I have to pull it up on my phone because I can never remember the full name. It's so long. But my balloon business is balloons.decor by Christian on Instagram. And then my fashion content creation page on Instagram is christian.alexis.a. Yep. So follow me, come along on the journey as I embrace this content creator in the fashion world a little bit more. And if you got an event or anything and you're in the DMV and you need balloons or any decor, just let me know.
Okay, thank you. And Christian does a really, really good, really, really good job, not just because I know her, but I know her work as well. So we want to thank you for hopping on the podcast today and chatting with me, sharing your story. I hope that this inspires all the women or any upcoming girls to come. For now, thank you. Stay well.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.